So there are now 72 tracks in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe and 24 more on the way throughout 2023. In this video, I'm going to predict which tracks are going to make the cut for Wave 4 of the Booster Course Pass. Let's get started.
Here we go!
In order to make my predictions, I'll be using some data mined information such as the prefix leaks and the old music prefetches from a previous update. So if you want to avoid any potential spoilers, feel free to click off the video. I'll probably be wrong with these predictions, but we'll see. So, starting off with the Fruit Cup, my course predictions are Tour Amsterdam Drift, Wii DK Summit, DS Airship Fortress, and a new tour track. So Amsterdam Drift for the first track is based on both a prefetch file and a prefix leak. And I also feel that this track is a good fit for the first slot of the Fruit Cup, as it is a pretty easy course. I didn't get much time to play it in Mario Kart Tour when it came out, but what I remember from it was that it was simple. Not really in a bad way, but it was still very simple. DK Summit for the second track is really only supported by a prefix leak. There's no prefetch file as of now that points to this, but it is also one of the few Wii tracks that have yet to return from Mario Kart Tour. The prefix leak claims that 3 Wii tracks will be coming in Waves 4 through 6. Wave 6 ends with a Wii track, so that one is definitely Rainbow Road. That just leaves DK Summit and Koopa Cape from Tour. And I believe DK Summit makes the spot in the Fruit Cup since it's an easier track compared to Koopa Cape, so it makes sense for DK Summit to be in Wave 4, while Koopa Cape is in Wave 5, and Rainbow Road is in Wave 6. Airship Fortress for the third track is once again only supported by the prefix leak. Going off of the DS tracks from Mario Kart Tour that haven't returned yet, we have Luigi's Mansion, DK Pass, and Airship Fortress. In my opinion, I don't think Luigi's Mansion will make it, only because we got a ghost-themed track last wave, being Boo Lake. DK Pass also seems unlikely, especially if DK Summit is going to be in this wave, which it wouldn't make any sense to have 2 snow tracks back to back. So out of these, Airship Fortress seems to be the most likely for the third spot. However, it could also be Delphina Square, which was apparently spotted on that incredibly low quality artwork that was found last year for the Booster Pass. But in my opinion, I do think it'll be Airship Fortress. The last track in this cup has no prefix with the leak, leaving me to believe it'll be a unique tour track. The question is, what will this track be? Well, recently the official Mario Kart Tour accounts revealed that a new track called Piranha Plant Cove will be coming to the game very soon, which should be available by the time this video comes up. However, I don't think it'll be in this cup. Recently, text references to a Yoshi's Island track were discovered in Tour, and due to this cup being the Fruit Cup and knowing how Yoshis like fruit, it leads me to believe that this hypothetical Yoshi's Island track will be this cup's final track. Now with the Fruit Cup done, we're going to move on to the Boomerang Cup, which my predictions are Tour Singapore Speedway, GCN Mushroom Bridge, GBA Riverside Park, and Tour Los Angeles Laps. So Singapore Speedway for the first track, much like Amsterdam Drift, is based on both a prefetch file and a prefix leak. There isn't exactly much more to say other than that about this track. I feel that this track is a good choice for the slot, and I really hope it does make it in, because the soundtrack, or the music for it, is really good, and I'd love to hear that remixed, so. So, Mushroom Bridge has almost no evidence behind it, other than, a prefix leak. It's assumed a GCN track will make it into the slot, but of course it's hard to tell which one. Only 3 GCN tracks are in Mario Kart Tour that aren't already in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, and there are allegedly 4 GCN slots in the Booster Course Pass, meaning one GCN track will have to be introduced into Tour, or we'll have a situation similar to DS Shroom Ridge, where it's not in Tour, and yet it came to the Booster Course Pass. However, Mushroom Bridge was indeed leaked from Mario Kart Tour a while back, and since it is the easiest out of the GCN tracks in Tour, with the exception of, Baby Park, which is already in 8 Deluxe, I think it'll fit as the second track in the Boomerang Cup. Much like the previous track, Riverside Park doesn't exactly have anything going for it other than the Prefix League claiming a GBA track will be in the slot. Most of the GBA tracks in Mario Kart Tour have already returned in the Booster Course Pass and in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe alone, with the exception of the Bowser Castle tracks. The tracks that have yet to return from Tour in this pass are Riverside Park, Cheep Cheep Island, and Sunset Wilds. Sunset Wilds is expected to have an appearance in Wave 5 due to a prefetch file. So that would leave Riverside Park and Cheep Cheep Island in Wave 4's GBA slot. And I do believe Riverside Park makes the spot here, as it is a much more fleshed out track compared to Cheep Cheep Island, which is still rather flat even after its reimagining in Tour. I feel Nintendo would rather port the more reimagined track, which is Riverside Park. Lastly, Los Angeles Laps has both a prefetch file and a prefix leak. There really isn't much I can say about this track, as I barely played it in Mario Kart Tour, but I do hope it makes an appearance here, as the music's pretty good, and the layout for the track is also really interesting. So, what do you guys think about my predictions for Wave 4? Do you agree or disagree with my claims? As I'm recording this, a Nintendo Direct was announced for tomorrow, which will be the same day this video comes out, so hopefully I'll be correct. But we won't have to wait long to find out, so be sure to leave your opinions down below. But for now, stay cool. I'm out.